Hello. I don't know if there's anybody that's going to show up or do anything as usual, but I'm here. I'm going to be doing a randomizer race for Final Fantasy 1, as I try to do on Sundays. It's orb mode? I thought I put it on shard mode. Yeah, well, I guess I'm stuck on orb mode. Or maybe it's bugged. Who knows? They've been releasing like 4 versions in the past 2 weeks or something. So I'm going to keep rolling until I get 4 different numbers. So we can know, okay, 2, 3, 1, 5. So it's going to be a very fighter or melee heavy party, which is not always a good thing. But hey, it's life. So we've got the standard kind of setup that I do. So 2 is going to be our Thief, which will be Bill in this case. Not Bill. Bill. 3 would be a black belt. It will be Mike. Fighter, which is the most solid of the 3. The fighter is probably going to be keeping this party together for a while. And a white mage. Oof, no attack magic today for us, unless we get an early fade. Not the best party, but far from the worst. I mean, we can kill things with melee. It's just going to take longer. Hopefully we get an attack item or 2 or something along those lines, or good weapons. It really is what is going to make a difference here in the game duration. We'll see if things are randomized as I would want. Okay, improved cat claw and more money. That's terrible. Vitality bonus on a black belt. We saw last week that this is really good. Equip gauntlets and helmets. That's just weird. Improved Tor Hammer is useless. And bonus agility and luck on the white mage. That's just a whole bunch of bad upgrade. We can get a short sword for our fighter, at least. That's the thing. We could get an iron stick for the black belt, but that's pretty pointless. I mean, definitely not a great party up till now. Chainmail is going to be very good on our fighter. He's going to be pretty darn tough. We're going to add an iron shield to it. Black belt could equip the I wouldn't but I don't think it's really worth it. I mean, it gives a defense of 19 to our fighter. So he will be able to take all the blows. And we get... Well, Heal 3 and Exit are very good spells, just not very good for offense, but, you know, we'll take what we can. A travel spell to leave the dungeons speeds things up, and Heal 3 is the best possible heal spell in that category. With a short sword, we should be able to beat up Garland. No attack spells. Maybe we'll get an early attack item in the chests in Temple of Fiends. There's the, Poison Touch Imps. Well, better than Death Touch Imps, which was what we were getting last week. Poison Touch is not very good. I mean, Short Sword is better than any weapon that we have at the start normally. Strangely enough, the regular weapon you get at the start is a rapier. You can get the iron hammer as well, but the rapier is better on the fighter. Honestly, the bonuses for the classes today are rather terrible. So, not going to be a fantastic run up till now. Let's see what we can do here. Well, got a few levels, so that's a start. Pure. Gonna use, like, all the pures that we have. Well, not all of them, but very close. Alright. What do we find at the start of Temple of Fame? The Excalibur. Great sword, just won't be able to use it for a long time. A ribbon? I mean, I'll take a ribbon. That's very good. Make my white mage very resilient. Nothing that makes me really tough, but, you know, nothing that is terrible either. Alright, run away from the bones. And fight the Garland. With a level 3 short sword, it's not great, but, you know, if he doesn't have any skills or spells, I should be fine. Unless he keeps targeting my white mage for some reason. Well, that's what we've got heal 3s for. I mean, heal 3 will almost heal me full at this point. Not doing too great, but hey, we killed Garland. That's a start. Can we kill a ghoul now? Should be easier than fighting Garland. If the fighter hits with his sword, of course. Jeez. Okay, we managed to kill a ghoul. And level 4. Okay, that's not a bad start. So, King got us the boat, so that's an early boat. Princess gave me the 2,000-year-old ruby. Well, that's an old ruby, but it's a thing. It's not bad, actually. Ruby gives us an item once we get access to it. It's an easy enough turn in. Alright, where do we have at northeastern West South Townsville? Oh, well, we've got stone casting sahags. That's troubling. Because sahags are fairly common. Well, Elfland, which is very good because that's a whole lot of different spells and equipment. You don't get any quest items from Elfland, but you get a lot of items in general. Here's the improved cat claw, the Andaxe. Is the Andaxe better than the short sword? Not really. Okay. So not very good there. Let's see in the back. We need a fade. Basically, that's what we want. We want an early fade somewhere. Cure 3's not bad. I'm gonna buy it. I know I can't cast it, but it's a decent heal spell that's gonna be usable in a variety of situations. Okay, nothing good at 4th tier. So, no fade yet. None of the really good spells at level 1, 3, and 4. That's not great. Heal potion are not that expensive, so we'll grab a bunch. Steel armor is ridiculously expensive. And nothing really useful for items there either. This is a very bad elf down. Good news is we never have to come here ever again. Because it's a very bad elfland, so no reason to come here ever again. We can forget northeastern West South Townsville. What's at elfland in that case? Even worse. Onrak. Okay. The herb is for sale for a ridiculous amount of money. That is very troubling, because that means that we might have to grind 21,000 gold. Arm 4 and A-Mute. A-Mute, I'm not worried about losing. Arm 4, kind of annoying to lose a decent spell like that. There's Dwarf Cave I can go check out for 2 boxes. Doesn't sound like much, but if there's a loose item in one of those 2 boxes, it could make the difference. I mean, a loose canoe would be bad, but, you know, a loose crystal, a loose crown would be awful as well. It's not like I've got what it takes to kill Astos. I have a strong inkling we are going to be going down into Marsh Cave with very poor equipment. But you know, you have to do what you have to do in Final Fantasy Rando. If the seed really goes sideways, I'll roll another one. You can finish every seed, but sometimes it gets a little bit troubling. Full cure, which is... Oh, well, the Astos has the crystal? Okay. So that part of the randomizer is not random. Okay. Okay, a single shark we should be able to beat. Comparable to an ogre. Not a great fight, but kind of what I need at this point. I will need some experience to go to Marsh Cave here. Marsh is not always super friendly. Level 5 is not very good, but it's a level. And I mean, I need 21k to buy that herb, so hopefully we get some money chests. Gerwolves. Can I beat Gerwolves? I mean, we don't even have weapons for... Oh, they've got sleep touch. I mean, a huge pack of Gerwolf could wipe me out. That'd be a terrible, terrible situation. Okay, if the fighter crits, we're good. But I mean, 5 Gerwolves would give me a couple levels, probably. Or at least a level. We've got two people napping. As long as the fighter's not napping, we should be fine. Got eel 3s. Using eel 3s in fights against Gerwolves. Now that's a thing you don't see every day in a seed. I'm going to hazard a guess and say, like, Black Magic will have all the good stuff at the levels we've already seen. So this seed is just difficult because of what party we've ended up having. There we go. Not even a level up from this. It was an okay amount of money, but I've got nothing to spend that money on. There's nothing good at Elfland. There's nothing good at Onrak. Okay, no, I'm not fighting another 5 Gerwolves. Not worth the investment. 3 spiders. Is it worth fighting 3 arachnids? They don't... Well, I don't know if they've got anything bad, but they deal a damage on my fighter, so at least there's that. Oh, they got stun touch. I'd The only guy dealing damage is stunned, so we're gonna try to run away. Wow. A pair of ogres. Might take a little bit. Oh, they got slow. Ogres with slow. Of course they do. So ogre's a bad fight. We're not going to be able to go through ogres with one swing of a short sword. Let's see what we can get in Marsh Cave. This is a rough start. Gargoyle. Can we kill gargoyles? It's usually one of the worst fights you can get, but sometimes you take the fights that you can get. Oh, they also have stun touch. Because of course they do. And I've got broken legs. This is the opposite of a good seed. Bone Zone. I don't even have any spells that I can use that are, you know, of any real value. I keep getting healing items. This is rough. A pro cape. A pro cape. So the white mage and the fighter have some form of defense. Everybody else is kind of sitting out there. $67, a great axe. Are we gonna be swinging a great axe? Yes, we are. Is it a good idea? No, it's not. But I mean, it's better than a short sword. Not by a huge margin. It's equivalent to a long sword. So it's, you know, in that mid area. We need the XP, so I am going to be fighting the zombies and the ghouls. I mean, if the black belt gets a few level, he'll be able to do some damage. With the great axe, I'm swinging for 57 on a monster. I think it's got 2 or 3 defense. On a ghoul, it's very low defense, but most monsters in early game have barely any defense. Just the way FF1 works. Jeez, I am swinging a great axe. If it was a light axe, I'd be like ecstatic. Light axes are great weapons, but I have to deal with a great axe because that's all I got. Alright, let's try our best. Alright, we got a level out of this. We got some money out of this. We need 21,000. So, yeah, that 1,000 from killing a bunch of zombies and ghouls is not bad. It's not very good either, but, you know. Alright, bottom of marsh. Let's try killing shadows. Shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Unless they've got skill spells or anything of the sort, obviously. They got stun touch, but not enough health to really capitalize on it. Okay. Gerwolves were hard enough. Oh, they've got regular fire. Okay. Zombies and ghouls we know are safe, so we can kill them. Alright, there we are. It's not a whole lot of experience and a whole lot of gold, but right now I'm thinking everything coming my way. I mean, level 7, not awful. We've got more Cure 3s if required, basically. Alright. Move out of the way, bat. Thank you. Alright, let's clear out the bottom. Some pocket change. Alright, well, no more need to swing the Great Axe. We got a Masmune. Well, it'll actually go on the Teeth for now, so I have a second attacker. It's silly to do that, but you don't really have a choice with the kind of party we have than to do the silly things. Oh, Scorching Mucks. Okay, no, we're not fighting those. Not at our level. Silver Knife. It's not very good. I mean, it would go on the Teeth if I didn't have the... wooden shield that the black belt could equip, but it would actually lower his defense right now, so not gonna do that. So what's the trap tile? Slimes. Is there even a way for slimes with Blaze? Is there even a way for me to beat that with this party? I'd have to get lucky. I'd have to get way too lucky. Okay, we're restarting the seed. I'll go with a party. It's a bit better balanced. If I have some black magic, I might be able to beat that seed. That's what I'm going to say here. Because with what we have had up until now, things were not going to go our way at all. The only character that's new here is that red mage, who has a lot of strength and can equip promo fighter armor. Okay, that's two very decent bonuses. And for black magic, exactly like I thought here. Fire 3 at tier 1. That gets you through those slimes easily. This is a very silly seed. Quite possible to be beaten by the base party if you put anything with black magic in it. Fire fast. Heal 3 exit, and I think the red mage can also equip exit. Yes. So we actually have decent everything now. Like, it doesn't take much to make a huge difference between an almost impossible seed and a seed that is quite reasonable. And that's really what we have here. Can I buy the Iron Shield? I've got 42 gold left. No, Iron Shield's 85, so no Iron Shield today. The Red Mage being able to equip promo fighter armor is a little bit cool, because it would imply that I can do some very nasty shenanigans in terms of resistances. Forgot to equip the short swords. Not gonna waste another Fire 3. Gonna keep my Fire 3 to kill Astos. I mean, the Red Mage with a plus 50 strength, I mean, he can pretty much solo whatever he wants at the start. But we're getting a lot of imps this time. Technically, the black belt can hit for 8, if I remember correctly. So he should be able to, like, okay, no, that was a crit. So, but he should be able to, you know, one-shot a imp at his level now. So we're already in a better shape than we were by a fairly large margin. We'll have to see what level 3 and level 4 magic looks like, but that's no big deal. Excal was in the back, and in the back you had a ribbon and pocket change? A pure potion, okay. The ribbon will go on the red mage because he's the only source of damage we have. And when we have to fight those scorching slimes, that should keep him alive. Probably could have just swung with the red mage. A red mage with plus 50 strength should have been enough here. All right. So ship Ruby. We already know because we already did this part of the seed. We've got a few levels under our belt, enough to buy that iron shield now, which is not a bad thing because I do need the armor. Gonna buy a few cabins. They are not cheap, but they restore enough health that it's worth it. Now we're gonna go see the level 3 and 4 black magic. I won't have the cash to buy them, but there are items at Matoya that I haven't checked. Maybe that would have solved my problem in the first instance of this run. Okay, Gur-Imp have Glance, which is paralysis. It's not that bad. We can deal with that. We're gonna go see what Matoya has here real quick. Wolf. He had fought Gur-Wolves and they were rather... No, they were average. They had Paralysis Touch, which is bad, but not the most terrifying. So what does the Witch have? Copper Bracelet, Short Sword, and a small amount of money. Copper Bracelets gives me a little bit more absorb in the front on the fighter, so we'll take it. Can we take out an ogre with this team? I would think so. I mean, unless his second spell's something awful. The biggest problem is that the red mage won't have a whole lot of health because red mages never have a whole lot of health to begin with. Okay. So no, going to the witch wouldn't have saved us in the previous run there. Alright, let's go see what we have at level 3 and 4 black magic. Sharks were not a problem last time we saw them. good crit there that made a difference. But it's a red mage, and a red mage doesn't have a whole lot of health, so I have to be careful about that. Alright, one shark down. And we take out 2 sharks. Not if everybody misses. Crit on the black belt. Alright, not terrible. Level 6. Should mean we get our level 3 spells here, even on the red mage. There was nothing for weapons, right? Oh yeah, the cat claw and the hand axe. Definitely things you want to get. Lit 3 is very good. Temper is expensive, but I'll take it right away. There was Cure 3, if I remember, in the back. Yeah, only the white mage can take it, but it's an extra healing spell. We've got Lit 3s and Fire 3s on the red mage, so we are able to take out a decent amount of things here. Okay, nothing good at 4th tier, so that's not bad. There's our herb here for sale for 21,000 gold. Oh no, it's at the other town. Okay, sorry, it's at the other town. There's an herb for sale for 21,000 gold, which will be a thing that we have to save up for. Steel armor is pretty pointless. Silver shield, not really worth the investment. So, we kind of know we need to go to Marsh. And hopefully what's at the bottom is some form of progression. And not a really nasty thing that implies that we have to grind 21,000 gold, which would be rather painful. Dazzle. As you can see, very expensive herb right next to the place where you need the herb. So it basically tells me that they don't like their prince very much. But you know, there's worse things that could have happened. So next up we have to go to Marsh. We've got 431, 432. We've got 1 Lit 2, which is Lit 3, which is not much. And we got a 4 Fire 3, which means we'll probably need 2 to kill the slimes. So, this is an investment. You can't really fight much. Oh, well. And we get encounters every step, it seems. Maybe I should grind a bit, but... let's use a cabin. There was some okay items at the top that we knew of. And then some okay items at... very okay items at the bottom. Werewolves have fire, which is not very good, because that means they might have other spells. But Only one of them casted it, so... Nothing. One. Oh, I got sleep. Sleep's just annoying. It's not good. It's just annoying. Oh, they got slow on top of things. But I don't swing very often yet, unless I'm with the black belt, so it's not the worst spell either. There we go. 3 werewolves. We're up to level 7. Every level, the black belt gets a little bit stronger and more hit points and more everything. Need to be level 12 for the black belt to be good enough to start really being a problem. Oh, cremating scorpions. I didn't know they had that. Oh, Scorch. Didn't know they had that. Heal 3. Well, that's... Okay, that's a reset. The early monsters are not being very kind. It's very often the early monsters that you'll notice are not very kind because they're the ones that you actually have to try to go through. Later monsters in the game, sometimes you'll just blow through them or are fairly safe to ignore. Phoenix Dawn. Pro Cape, which I will put on our white mage. Gives them a little bit of defense, which is good on a healer. Out of the way, bat. Out of the way, bat. Thank you. Scum. Just gonna run. Come on. The gargoyles were also... Well, they were okay. They weren't awful. But up till now, we've been getting, like, awful to terrible encounters. 67 bucks and a great axe, which is better than our short sword, like I was saying earlier. We can exit. We can tent. And go back in. We know that downstairs, we don't know what's in the incentivized box. But we know that in one of the boxes, we've got a Mazmune waiting for us, which is a bit of a game changer. It will make the fighter being able to take out most monsters single-handedly. But, of course, not the one monster we had issues with, which was the slime. But we should be able to, you know, take out everything else. Even Astos, I think we should be able to blow through if we have the Mazmune. He has stupidly high defense, but with the Mazmune and Fire 3s, we should be safe. There's our Mazmune. What makes the Mazmune crazy is just how good the stats are in general on it. There's no other way of really saying it. 50, 50, 20. You get extra swings, you get extra damage. The crit rate at 20 is reasonable. That was a silver knife? Yeah. We can stick the silver knife on the red mage. It's better than a short sword. A wooden shield, which we will have no use for. I mean, we should be able to kill those things. Scum is going to be the biggest problem because he's got very high resistances, but even there with a Mazmune hitting like for 456, that wasn't a crit though, but it has a high crit rate, it has everything. Like, Mazmune changes makes the rest of this particular adventure a lot easier. still try to avoid useless fights if possible. My magic defense is still not very good on the fighters, so he's not going to be able to resist all the really nasty stuff. So 3 slimes. The fact that slimes are really awful. Okay, we killed 1 instantly. We killed 2. Okay, the fighter and the red mage are gonna have all the experience in the world, but, you know, we'll take it. Canal. That actually opens up quite a few things here. How many Phoenix Dawns do I have? I only have 1. I need the white mage alive a lot more than the black mage. Weird, because normally the black belt is who I would want to have levels on, but... Alright, we've got all the regular boxes. Exit. Let's go revive our black belt. And we can go do the Titan, which should also give us Sarda. We also have 2 extra towns we can visit, which is not great, but not terrible. Wow, Fire 3 didn't kill a Gerwolf. Like, that's why you shouldn't be gambling all your life savings on some of these characters. We got 10k, so we're still very far from getting that herb of ours, but we can buy a couple cabins. We can save. We now have 2 towns we can go visit. Let's just go see the first one, then turn into Ruby right away. Let's get the easy stuff out of the way. It just solves that problem. And a singular odd eye, we should be able to kill that. There we go. Really not worth it though, but I don't know. I might have turned down the experience. Gaia. Nuke at tier 7. Basically lost Nuke here. Fade at tier 7, so no attack magic on that white mage. Pro rings are 6,000 bucks, so not super expensive, but we need that herb before anything else. Silver sword is pretty good, but will my red mage be swinging? Not very often, I think. What's in the back at level 8? Life out of the way. Confused blind, ice 1. Okay, nothing. Red black magic, we're not losing much. White magic, we're in trouble. Let's buy a couple tents. We do not have the bottle yet. But the bottle is in play if we see it. And I get all the encounters. Ghouls. They weren't very difficult, but they're not worth really, fighting. Alright, let's go give the Titan his munchies. The ogres weren't very good, but they weren't bad either, so. I say that, and my red mage swings for 93 on a level 3 spell. Maybe I should have given him a silver sword. Because he is not doing the damage he needs to. Alright. Give the Titan his munchies. Alright, let's go down there. Giant sword. And the canoe. That opens up a lot of places. Which is not bad. Put the giant sword on the red mage. It's better than a silver knife, at least. The giant sword dealing increased damage on monsters of the giant element. So, Sarda, what do you have for me today? A power glove. That's not very good. I mean, it's better than the iron glove I currently have, and with the Masmune, if I use it to power up, it's going to kill, you know, just about every boss. So we have a boss killing option now. So we can go do, you know, our friend Carry or Lich, but, well, Lich we can't because we don't have the rod. We've got most of the travel options, but none of the useful ones. I mean, we can go kill the vampire real quick to see what item he's holding, but is it really worth it without the rod? Yeah, sometimes, because sometimes it could be the floater that's hiding there. I'm actually considering it. This is a very weird play that I normally wouldn't be doing. But, you know, sometimes clowning works in randos. I think I'm gonna go clown. I've got exit anyways, so I get to vampire, I steal his item, I get out. Shouldn't be very difficult. If it's the rod, we just quick clear the dungeon. If it's anything but the rod, we're still good to go. We're gonna be grabbing a couple boxes. See what the trap tile, the standard trap tile is for Earthcake. We already saw slime, and it was very, very bad, so I don't want to see slime. I wouldn't be a terrible thing to find, because that would be an okay amount of experience fairly quickly, and especially a large amount of money. I get all the ambushes from the wolves. All of the wolves are always ambushing me. Just got a message coming in. Alright, let's go and see Bird Cave real quick. It's like, this is clown mode. This is something you would never do in a race, basically. Because in a race, you're just going to go for, like, what's guaranteed or what gives you a lot of easy wins. In a controlled environment, like what I'm doing right now, it's not as catastrophic. Doing some clowning is allowed. Bulls. I mean, we're almost at level... Oh no, the main characters are at level 12, not the black belt, because the black belt lost on the Slime's XP. I mean, once the black belt, it's 12. Okay, it's gargoyles as the standard encounter. So it's going to be decently easy. I could go check what's in Ruse Staff. It's not very good, but it's a weapon for the white mage. And it's additional defense for the white mage, basically. It gives him some defense if he uses it as an item in combat, which is useful on a white mage. We need the experience, so let's kill things that give us some experience. That's all of giants. That's nothing. Try to remember the maps as well. I'm getting better at the maps, but I still don't remember them perfectly. Gargoyles, nothing of it that is actually a threat. I mean, they do a decent amount of damage, but they're just annoying more than anything. Okay, a huge chunk of experience, which is very good, because that might get my black belt to level 12. No, not yet. So at level 12, he gets an extra 2 punches, and that's when things start being funny. You get more and more punches with more and more power over time, and then it snowballs into something really, really nasty. Okay, we can buy the herb with what we found as well. So we can attempt that if required. A bull. Not a huge threat, a singular bull. With the Mazmune, it's pretty straightforward if I fight a singular monster. 4 ogres, though? No, that's a little bit too many. A whole lot of werewolves. That's also a little bit too many. Okay. There's 3 loose items. We found 2 already. So if we find a 3rd loose item, we know where we need to go for everything else. I say that, and we find the 3rd loose item as the key. There might be... I didn't set it up for the loose item to be early in the run, though. So it's... Well, maybe it is, because they changed some of the settings on the Randomizer website. So they might have set it up as something that I didn't want. I mean, like I said, I wanted to do a shard hunt, and we're doing regular orb mode, so. Okay, single ogre, ogre Cheftain, if you go by the modern names of them. Opal armor certainly is a thing. 19, 15, 25. Okay, the giant sword is one of the better mid-tier swords. Those swords are basically long swords. The coral dragon and rune sword. They're all long swords, which is decent, but not fantastic. And the giant seems to be the better one of the lot. 19, 15, 20, 19, 15, 20, 21, 20, 10. So yeah, it's got less crit chance, but it's got more base attack, which is probably better here. Okay, it's promo fighter. Okay, when they say armor, it's... Technically, you'll be able... The red mage will be able to equip that plate, or will he only be able to equip fighter equipment if he promotes? It's still very good. I can put like an ice mail on the red mage, and that would make him like a stupidly powerful badass. Ooh, Thor's hammer. Now we're talking. Thor's Hammer means that my white mage now has something to do on every turn. So this dive here was a clown, but it's a clown that's really paying off. It's not like Link to the Past Rando and things like that. I mean, you've got a lot more checks in Final Fantasy. You never really know, and sometimes you start opening boxes and all you find is like pocket change, experience, heal potions, you know, stuff that's absolutely useless. So don't take my clowning for granted. Clowning doesn't always pay off. But I mean, with a Thor's Hammer and a Mazmune, it's not the best equipment around, but okay, Black Belt can now punch people. For real now. We've got more than enough cash to buy our herb and maybe even start investing in some pro rings. Like, we're getting there. We'll see what our buddy, the vampire, has to give us. Blood! I want to suck your blood! Blood! There! I am the vampire! Ha ha! Something like that. It's about the sound a vampire makes. He's got stun touch. That could have been a problem. The foghorn. Yeah, darn. Okay. What paid off is that we did get the key out of this, which is very, 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 very good. What didn't pay off is everything else. Well, we did get the Thor's Hammer out of it. So Thor's Hammer plus a key, decent amount of cash and experience. I'll call this one a win. If everybody agrees, I'll call this one a win. It was a successful clowning. Okay, now the Black Belt has 4 punches at 12 strength, so 24 damage 4 times. Now, things start getting a little bit silly when that happens. Okay, we're gonna go heal full at the end. Do the key checks, because that's worth doing. And buy the herb at the same time. Oh, a single pirate against 4 armed light warriors. I don't think that was a gamble he should have taken. Everything happens for a reason, and sometimes the reason is that you're stupid and you're doing something dumb, as they say in the motivational poster. Okay. With the key, we can go open the dwarf's treasury, which is 8 boxes, 9 boxes. So, a chance of getting I'd want Ice Sword, different mails. There's a whole lot of stuff that I'm still really looking at. Fire Rod. I mean, we're starting to have options with our white mage here for his attacks. A light axe, which is very good. Because that allows us to kill undeads really easily. A Vorpal Sword, which is entirely terrible. And an Iron Armor. When you're more happy to find an Iron Armor than a Vorpal Sword, you know you're in Final Fantasy 1. There, the Vorpal Sword can stay in the Dwarf's treasury. It can just stay there for all of eternity. You can just rust in peace, Vorpal Sword. Or rust in pieces. That would probably be better, actually. Alright, we're gonna go get the treasury at Corneria. So Corneria has a guaranteed incentivized item as well, which is not bad. I'm looking at the incentivized item, and like every single one of them is still very good to get. So, a large knife, a house, a silver mail. It's an upgrade for my red mage. Some money and a dynamite. Is this even randomized? Is this even randomized? That's annoying because we were just at the dwarves, but let's just get that taken care of real quick. The more we delay going to Gurgu or Ice Cave, the better. Ice Cave would be rough at my level still, but is the best of the things I can do. Between Gurgu or Ice Cave, I'd always do Ice Cave first. Even in a regular run, I would do Ice Cave first so I can get my floater as quickly as possible. Gurgu's treasury at the top, though, is not a bad thing to raid, so I'm thinking of my options once again. I'm not eye level enough to kill Carrie. I'd probably need to be 16, 17, maybe have something fancy. Okay, no, he has the crystal. I thought the guy said that Astos said the crystal. Explodey Dwarf, you've got things. Is your name Astos? It might very well be. Astos the Exploding Dwarf. Same name as the Dark Elf, Prince of a Castle. I mean, there's weirder things that happen in life. See, the black belt can now punch shards for 226 points of damage. It's a bit of an increase from the, 8 he was doing, 20 minutes ago. That's the great beauty of the magic bunching of the black belt. So, Witch, what do you have for me today? A crown. So we can go beat up Astos. We can go to Ordeals. I've got some options right now opening up to me, which is interesting to think of. Let's start with the easy stuff. Go get our herb taken care of. Those guys have Brack. They're not fun to fight. Alright. Give me the herb you're keeping from the prince that's living in the castle next door from waking up. Okay, we spoke with the witch. Waking up the prince. Ah, he's got the rod. Damn it. That basically means that my clowning is gonna delay us at the same time. We can go kill Lich at any time, though. I might just wait to go kill him when we've got the airship. Bunch of soft potions, nothing very good here. Okay. We can go kill Astos, which is going to be my next step here, because there's also 3 boxes we can loot in his castle using the key. So, all good things at that point. What do you have to give me? Oh, well, the Dark Elf has the floater, so it's a win. The 3 is going to do minimal damage. He's got tons of defense. That's the real problem with Astos. When you're doing let's say, a solo fighter run, you don't want to go fight Astos. If you're doing a solo thief run, you're going to be grinding to level 30 before you can even start hitting them. Solo dwarf thief run is very, very, very terrible. Earth Elemental's not a terrible thing. They've got skills, though, so they could be a problem. Let's swing that sword. There we go. Money. More money. And a eel helmet. We can equip that eel helmet. The black belt can technically equip the eel helmet right now. I think with the eel helmet and a pro ring, he's gonna be better than with his base defense. Giant and iguanas. I did not equip the eel helmet just yet because I don't have that pro ring that I was talking about. I'll go and buy my pro rings now. I think I've got enough. Well, I've got more than enough. I was worried about money there for a minute, and now I'm just like loaded. What I'd want is also a bracelet. Probably silver. Gold would be great, but they're usually very expensive. So, but let's get ourselves 3 pro rings. We don't need one on the fighter because he's got the power glove. Pro ring at 6,000 is very reasonable. I think in the base game they're at 8,000 each, if I remember right. For a decent amount of defense that every character can equip, it's a very good piece of equipment. And it gives depth resistance, which isn't very good. It protects you against like 3 spells, but it's enough to make a difference. We're gonna go get our airship now, because we can. And then it's gonna make everything very straightforward. We're just gonna have to fly all over the place. This was bad if I remember right, but we can still fight them. Oh, the scorpions. Okay, it's the scorpions that were bad. But I think with attack spells, we should be able to just blow them up. Not even? Jeez. That was a very bad gamble on my part. It could have turned out very, very poorly. Okay, we managed to kill them. Gave us a level, too. We'll take it. Floater. There we go. What's at Crescent Lake? Nothing good is at Crescent Lake. That's what is at Crescent Lake. Okay. That is sad. Let's go see what's at Mountain Town. Yeah, let's go do Mountain Town first. Just go straight up, and you get to Mountain Town. Try to land outside the town. People, there, Provoca. That's a very good find. That's a free item. I say free. You have to kill Bicky. Hey, Bicky. How you doing? You're a mountain pirate again? How you doing? Oh, yeah, I did get the item for sale, so I'm going to note it down. Pretty sure they're not expecting a Fire 3 on the pirates. If you have the buffed pirates, a Fire 3 might not even kill all of them. Buffed pirates are the equivalent of a fighter with basic equipment and a short sword. So, okay, we can go in the tower. Not great, but I'll buy some houses even though they're expensive because I know I'll need them. The copper bracelets are cheap, so I'll get them, but they're not very good. But I mean, that gives 4, 12, 20. Yeah, it gives 20 defense on my black belt. My white mage has 8, 4, 12, 13 defense for now. Okay. Cure 4, yes, please. soft is actually not bad either. Let's just get soft on the white mage. Won't get it on the black and the red mage. Don't think I need it on both. Ice 3, wow. Ice 3 is a very good spell as well, and I can go get that. Oh, did I put Cure 4 already on him? I didn't even put Ice 3 on him yet. Okay. Carl learns Ice 3. Yes. Carl learns Cure 4. Yes. That's the next thing here. Carl, Cure 4. Yes. There we go. So we should have Lit 3, Fire 3, Ice 3. Nuke is very high level. Heal 3, Cure 4, Cure 3. I mean, I wish we had a life spell, but I don't know where they are yet. Nothing useful here. We can sell the Coral Sword. We can sell the the Giant Sword we keep, because that's the one he has equipped. We can sell the Dragon Sword. We can sell the Excalibur, because we don't need it. The Mazmune is worth, like, pennies compared to the other thing. We keep that Light Axe, because that's free arm 2s, so that's all good. We are never needing to come back here ever again. So we're good. Well, I mean, I could come back here and get Cure 4 on the fighter after class change. That's probably going to happen. Well. The R and Kilo add another thought here about what I was planning on doing. The R and Kilos told me that they disagreed with my plan of never going back to Provoca. Going to that far town is not going to be super easy at my level, but it's kind of worth it. If I don't get R and Kiloed, we should be fine. Our Ankylos and Ankylos are the biggest threat in this stretch. I mean, if we roll well on attacks, we should be good. They are really tough. They do give a good chunk of experience, though, which is pretty good at my point in the game. Zombies are really easy, especially when you have a light axe and a mage staff. I mean, free fire 2s, light axes, free arm 2s. We've got fire 3s on the red mage. He's rolling terrible on all his attack rolls on spells. But hey, okay, well, this is another potentially one and done. So that's good to see. Silver bracelets are really cheap. So we are getting ourselves a set of silver bracelets. I mean, the silver is 15 defense compared to the 4 defense of the copper. So now my white mage and my black and my white mage and my black belt are really gonna be tough. I don't need any other weapons because I've got everything I really need. Okay, white magic. Wall after class change if required. After class change, could get a few spells, but nothing fantastic, let's say. Okay, move. Now I just need to find which of the old men has what I need. So he's got the slab. We know where Lufania is. We just need to find it. Well, not find it, but find... I mean, the last town has to be Melmond, so we know where Melmond is. So we're more or less in business. Fur wolves. Not another not terrible fight because I've got fire spells. Fire 3. Fire 3 cleaned it out. Okay. I mean, 2,000 XP for that. Kind of worth it. My black belt's always about a level behind, but we can live with that. I mean, we could go and clear out the bottom of Sky Castle while we're here. That would be pretty hard. That would be pretty hard. I don't think it's good enough. Okay, now let's find the other continent. That's Ordeals, which we can go clear. Let's go do Ordeals while we're in the neighborhood. Oh yeah, I do have the herbs, so I can click that here. That's a whole lot of wyverns. I think. Alright, let's try to kill those wyverns. It's a decent amount of experience once again, so... 2,400 for 3 wyverns. Gave us a couple levels. Okay, Catman are terrible unless you have a non-elemental attack spells. Sorias are lame. They're not dangerous, they're just kind of lame as an enemy. Alright, Ordeal is always a one and done, so that's gonna be pretty easy. You do need the crown to get in Ordeals, even though the base game has no way of you not having the crown to get there. Okay, bottom is doing pretty good here. So we'll go bottom. No, that wasn't it. So bottom, top. Nope, that was bad. Even further back, and I don't have the cheat spell, or warp, as it is sometimes known, to help us go through it quicker. Okay, that was a Zomble easy fight. I think we're done. We just need to get to the exit, which requires us to touch all the pillars this time. Jeez. Long Ordeals. 2 sorcerers. Sorcerers are usually very, very bad, but in a randomizer, you never know. So let's gamble on them not being terrible. They were not terrible, so we did okay there. Trap tile number 1 is Cobras. Not even worth talking about. Pocket change. Money. Another light axe. I will leave it on the fighter in case I need it. White shirt. I thought we were done with specialized item, but I guess we weren't. And the opal gauntlet. Opal bracelet, I mean. I'm gonna stick it on the black belt already, so he's good to go there. Frosty as our trap tile. I mean, if I needed to grind, it wouldn't be a terrible grind spot. Frosties are not super difficult, but it's not really worth it at this point. If I had the tail, or if I already was class change, it'd be worth it, but Catman, terrible if you don't have any non-elemental spell. They've got, like, all elemental resistances. I got the opal bracelet from Ordeal, which is the best armor for the black mage, for the black belt, or the red mage. Unfortunately, you only get one, so if you have a red mage and a black belt, you have to kind of think of who's gonna get what. The Cardioles are not worth doing until I have the tail. This is Melmond, unfortunately. But we can easily do the... Okay, we got this. Okay, we're Melmond, so we're gonna go talk to our friend Dr. Yoon. He teaches us how to read Lefanish. Then we have to go to Lefania to finish that quest line. How much are the gold bracelet? 10,000 each, which is pretty cheap for a gold bracelet. We're gonna get ourselves 3 gold bracelets because I haven't found any good armor for the fighter either, which is odd. I would have expected to find one of the various males. I mean, we found the opal, but I can't equip the opal armor until he's class changed, so... We can just drop the... Already did, okay. Oh, I didn't check the spells. Okay, well, let's see what's at level 5. There should be Life 2. No, so Life 2 is at level 8. We are screwed. No easy access life spell this run. Warp, which is very good. Fire 2, just so I can have another spell. Really not a very good... I mean, we've got the 3 basic attack spells at low levels, but nothing else that's fancy. We found the Mazmune, but none of the fancy magic swords. We found an odd number of the good stuff as well, so this is a very weird run up till now. And yes, we did restart it, because at the start we had an even more terrible party with no black magic, which basically prevented us from moving forward. We needed some black magic to be able to kill slimes in the marsh cave. Something hit me for a lot of damage there. Okay, I did not randomize Waterfall, so it's a very simple dungeon with not very good things to grind either. And are we even gonna get a fight? Okay, we did. Whiz mummies. Mummies and whiz mummies should be pretty easy, and it's a decent amount of experience. This is not the best encounter you can have. The best one is 4 whiz mummies and 5 regular mummies. The chances of you getting that are minimal, but I mean, you can get it, and when you do, it's worth a fortune. There we go. Nightmares are actually not terrible, but they're pretty hard to beat. They've got very high evasion. We have an out-of-bounds bat, not even an out-of-bounds bat today. And a phantom. This is also pretty terrifying. But we've got exit, so we can easily get out of here. And the Mazmune cleaned it up. Okay. Robots got the defense sword, which is actually pretty useful. Pocket change, cabin, pocket change, and a smoke bomb. Nothing very good. The waterfall not paying out this run. Gator and Hydras. Hydras with sleep touch. That is very bad. The chances of them putting you to sleep are very high because they've got like 4 attacks per turn. So, touch attacks on things with a lot of hits is usually a very big threat. Worms. Alright, let's try it. Worms with crack. That's a bigger problem. That's actually a very big problem. Run away! Gaze. Okay, well, they've got all the nasty stuff. You do not want to fight worms. Alright, now we're over here. That was Lufania, right? No, this is not Lufania. Lufania's at Crescent Lake. Do they sell houses here? Do they sell houses here? No, they do not sell houses here. They do sell pures, though. I'm just buy a whole stack of them. It's not like they're expensive, and you never know when you're going to use them. Crack is a really weird spell as well because it's Earth Elemental, so there's like not a whole lot outside of the ribbon that protects you from it. So be very careful if you see things with Crack. Because unlike Quake, which is a terrible spell because it's got very bad accuracy, Crack has decent accuracy, so it can mess you up fairly quickly. Crack imps are very awful, just like poison imps are very awful. There's a whole lot of things that imps can have that can make them very awful. What do the Lufanians have for me? I can go underwater. Not sure I want to, but I can. Alright, well, Ice Cave will be a fairly quick trip now. We've got Warp on top of things, so we can cheat it. This will be a fairly straightforward little dungeon. What's a bit awful about Ice Cave is that you've got some very difficult monsters, and you've got some, like, decently crappy ones, like those R-bones, that are really not worth the effort you're going to put into fighting them. While you also have things like this Fur Giant, which is a much bigger problem because he's unrunnable. But with the equipment we have and the spell selection we have, they shouldn't be much of a problem. I'd want my tail now if I could, because I'm at level 19 or so with my fighter. So if I add the tail, I'd get like all my spell slot by level 25 or so. Which would be pretty good, but I think there's only... No, there's Eel 3 I don't think you can get. You'd get Cure 4, Soft Cure 3, or something like that, which is not bad on a fighter, but, I mean, I wish you'd have something like Life 2. That's usually what... I'm doing it the regular way rather than the smart way. Oh, Bane Sword. Bane Sword, terrible sword in almost any situation. But you can use it to cast the Bane spell, which is instant death, area of effect, which is just good enough to take care of like trash mobs. So the bottle, so we know where that goes. Okay, well, nothing. I was gonna say nothing problematic, and then we find the water elementals. Ugh. A single water I wouldn't be too worried about, but 3 water elementals is a bit rough. They're decently strong monsters. And they're weak to ice, surprisingly for a water monster. A single sorcerer, not worried about that. Just grab all the treasures we can. Fire elementals, I don't think they're going to be a huge threat either. Come on. There we go. Ice Mail. Ice Mail is very good. Okay, the Red Wizard will be able to equip the Ice Mail at class change. So that'll be different, but pretty good on him. So a decent upgrade from the regular gauntlets. Not gauntlets, bracelets. So there's nothing this way. Gurpede. Giant evil centipede thing. They do it fairly hard, but they're not super difficult, and they do give decent rewards. So that's a decent monster to find. An iron stick. Whiz mummies and cockatrices. This is not a very good fight. You want as few cockatrices as possible and as much whiz mummies and mummies as possible. Cockatrices are not that bad, but they're just annoying, and on the base game they have just enough nasty little death touch stuff that they get difficult. Maybe I should have used the light axe. Okay, no, we're able to clear them out. But I mean, the experience was still really good. 4,033 for this. Okay, the cap I don't really care about. The opal mail, if I manage to class change, is going to be pretty good. Silver shield is better than my current iron shield. Opal gauntlet. I don't see any situation in which I would equip it. So. Squizzards. A whole lot of squizzards. Another pretty nasty individual, and they've got poison touch. Ugh. Like, this is like some of the nastier versions of the wizards you can fight. Silver helmet. Okay, see, cockatrices and 2 regular mummies, I'm not even gonna bother fighting that. It's the whiz mummies that you want. Like, if you had a huge stack of one and not the other, it'd be really good, but now we got just the bad ones. There we go. We're done with that. Gurgu's there. Where am I going? Right here to turn in the bottle. Oh, no, that's the wrong place to turn in the bottle. Oops. Well, we turned in the bottle anyways. Where was Onrak? can pop the bottle anywhere. It'll just automatically go where it's supposed to go. But where is that town? Northeastern, west, south, Townsville? I don't think so. That's Elfland. Yeah, that's Elfland. Waterfall Town? Is it Waterfall Town? No, Waterfall Town was, it's far off town. Ugh, far off town. I don't want to go back there. Especially not fighting Ankylos. But we have to do what we have to do. We need that experience and that... I mean, it could very well be the adamant or the tail. It has to be like one of those two at this point. I mean, if it's the cube, it's just weird. I mean, it could very well be. We'll have to see. I'm playing the guessing game because I'm playing the guessing game. Zombols, always a pretty easy fight. It's one of the best fights you can get at Peninsula of Power if you want the power level there. No, that's... Wait, I'm missing a town here. Where are you? Provoca's Elfland. Corneria's always Corneria. Provoca's Mountain Town. Waterfall Town was Melmond. Rufania was at Crescent Lake. I am missing a town and I'm confused here. What town am I missing? It has to be one of the easy access towns too. It's still the worst thing. Let's just heal up. That's to go underwater, right? Yeah, that's the underwater land. Okay, it was at Melmond. It's my fault. All right. What do you have for me, Fairy? The black shirt, which I can't really use, so let's just drop it. So that was a whole lot of nothing for nothing. We talked to that, we talked to that. Let's go kill Lich, get that taken care of. Alright, let's go kill Lich. Shouldn't be difficult at our level. But really, we haven't found any of the fancy swords. We found the ice mail, none of the fancy shields. Like, we're still missing a bunch of stuff. Alright, let's go here. already killed vampire. He had nothing behind him, but there was a key in the dungeon that was item. So, I mean, it was a clown that was worth it. Just let us flee, Images. We don't want to fight you. You're not worth our time anymore. Images have a like 80% ambush rate, so... Even those 4 mummies, I'm not sure I should be fighting. Yeah, just 1,000 experience. I mean, I should avoid fights as much as possible until I find the tail. Vampire's already gone. Wallgeists. Okay. Okay, I've ambushed the Images in return for them ambushing me earlier. Can I take more than 2 steps without an encounter, please? No, I'm not playing the Foghorn. Let's use this. Those boxes are out of the way, so I'm gonna grab them before... Fur wolves, nah. So the trap tile for the lower half of the dungeon are fur wolves. Wouldn't be it. It's not a terrible fight. It's not great, but it's not terrible. That's the exit at the top left. Giant werewolves. Is it worth fighting? Oh no, I should be dodging fights. I'm not very good at dodging fights. I'm more used to just killing everything that's in front of me. I'd literally be using the item or the spells that would reduce my encounter rate right now, if I could. If it existed in Final Fantasy 1. Bloodies. It's a bit of a weird, rougher fight than the fur wolves. House. Another bloody. But I think they always come alone, so they're not as huge of a threat when you have a party with a lot of single target offense. Okay, nothing useful here either. Oh, my fighter doesn't have a helmet, so I'll give him the silver helmet for now. I mean, I'm looking for 2 more ribbons, Aegis Shield, Dragon Mail. I mean, there's a few very good items that I'm not seeing. But I need the tail before any of those things become relevant or in play, so... Come on, guys. I just want to go kill your boss. It shouldn't be that hard. Aha! I am Leech! I am evil! I am also probably going to die to a single swing of the Mazin. Oh, he's got his normal spell. He's got Lit too. That's the normal spell Lich has. There we go, he's dead. Yay, we got an orb. Orb. Yes, I don't like the right one there, but that's okay. I've always done that. Okay, good. One orb done. We need the The adamant you might not need to finish the game. The cube we definitely need to finish the game. The tail you don't need to finish the game, but it would be very nice to find it. Alright, let's take as much lava sundae as possible to dodge as many encounters as possible. Let's go raid the treasury. We found the second gargoyle trap tile, I think. That's what this was. I'm not gonna go and find the... go and get the far off treasures. If there's something there, it's gonna stay there. Experience. Were sword. We found where the were sword was. Were sword, dare sword. Black elf, a dark elf mage. Easy enough. Silver hammer. Bang bang Maxwell silver hammer. And nothing very good in the treasury, unfortunately. Alright, well, let's go to the bottom of this lava pit. I'm not super worried about Carrie. She shouldn't be a very big threat at our level. I don't have any good spells against her, but I've got a fighter with a Masmune, and a power glove, and a white shirt. So all the stuff you kind of need to finish the game is kind of there. What do you mean, did I just do my own bit? I'm not sure I followed the comment. Sorry. It is a randomizer seed, so yes, it is more or less my own thing. It's not a... I rolled it myself. Oh, a pro cape. I mean, we've got, like, no room for equipment, but we've got decent equipment on everyone. Not good, just decent. Smoke bomb, pointless. A Discord bot. Let me just ban the Discord bot. There we go. That's an old bit. The were sword, dare sword. That's an old bit. It's always funny when someone does it. It was a nice chest with 9 gold here. Pro ring, not needed. Were sword, dare sword. It is an unfortunate sword. If it was good, I would use the were sword, but it is also not a very good sword. Those mid-range magic sword are long swords, and you generally can get the silver sword before you get them, so they're pretty pointless. And they just don't have a good enough bonus to be worth it. The were sword is bonus to against beasts, so your wolves and your different things like that. It's not very useful. Opal shield. Got the opal mail already. It is silly, but we're dropping the opal mail for the opal shield for more magic resistance. Agamas! We found the best lizard in the world. He is now gone, but he's the best lizard in the world. Okay, a silver shield. I want the tail, like... I need the tail, like, now. Hey, more Hagamas. Okay, our health is getting a bit low, so I'm going to start using some healing spells now. Yes, using the lava to reduce the number of encounters is a very good thing, but it does have some limitations. Cerebus. He only has one head, so he's not really a Cerberus. He's a Cerebus. change, a house, which is good, an empty box. And here there should be 2 more boxes. The eye, I mean, if we add the tail, I'd just grind here. Because this is going to be 2 eyes, one right next to the other. Probably this would be like the best experience spot in the game if it was in the regular game. Normally this is 2 Agamas, which is also really good. But nothing good here. Cube, adamant, or tail. I'd take the tail before anything else, actually. Sphinxes. Not the worst fight, not the best fight. It's an okay amount of experience. Normally this would be the fire mail that is here, but now it's the adamant. So underwater as our cube or our tail. No, that would mean... No, we still don't know here. We're still not sure what is where at this point. All right, let's see here. The black belt has a whole lot of health because he's got an extra 20 vitality. It's not as bad. I think last week we had a plus 40 vitality black belt. That was just ridiculous. We have fast as well. I forgot that fast was at level 1. So I don't think any of the bosses is going to be a very big threat. Fast, power glove, Mazmune, and a black belt that also is there to just punch people into the stratosphere. So there we go. There, Carrie's done. It didn't even have to swing the Mazmune at her. That was pretty easy. All right, we're gonna go turn in the adamant, but first we're gonna go and just save and heal. Recover a bit. We have no more money problems whatsoever, so if I find houses for sale, I'll just buy a huge stack of them. But I can't remember where houses are for sale. With the additional items being for sale in a few places, it makes it a little bit harder to know where's what. So let's go turn in the adamant. Cube or tail? Tail, okay. We can class change and get that taken care of. It's not exactly what I don't have the best setup right now for class change, but we're gonna take it. I gotta find the Cardia Isles. That's always a bit of a problem. There they are. Alright. Well, let's go class change first. Let's go down some unnecessarily long hallways. We'll get there someday, don't worry, guys. And then I go back and... There we go. Damn it! I've got the tail of a rat. That means I'm a courageous dude. And then Bammit's like, I guess. So Opal Shield goes here. And White Shirt goes here. Okay, so if I find a good male, I move this male on the red mage because he has access to equip them now that he's class changed. That's a thing. So not bad here. Literally don't have any better weapons. This is really, really concerning. I wanted to class change just to make a better room in my inventory. It gives me access to the spells on the red red fighter, which won't be a bad thing either. That's just people to talk to. No, I can't land there. I can land here. There's a couple boxes I can go and pick up from here, so hopefully one of those fancy mails. I mean, if I find a dragon mail, I'm in business. But you never know what you're going to find. A bunch of chump change. That's what I found. Not the greatest. Anything here? No, that's just an empty hole. That's the base holes. There should be something in this one. Ochos. Let's just take them out. Okay, we've got that guy out. Come on, Ochos shouldn't be that hard to kill. Okay, here there's 6 boxes, 4 or 5 boxes. We're just finding money though. Oh no, 7 boxes, okay. Silver helmet. Eel staff. We're not finding much. Another katana, and a Zeus gauntlet. Like, you can equip the Zeus gauntlet on the black belt, but it's worse than what he has. But I'll leave it on the black belt so I have, like, 3 sources of lightning damage in my party, which is pretty good if we're going to be dealing with underwater monsters, which is a thing we kind of have to go do because that's pretty much where we're at. We have to go beat up a squid. I mean, it's not very hard, but Kraken is one of the worst bosses, to be very honest, because of the number of attacks Kraken has. It can become very dangerous very quickly, especially if they have something silly in the randomizer like Death Touch. Kraken with Death Touch is pretty darn terrible. Wow, it's the Great Fanta Shrine. Not the Sea Shrine, Great Fanta Shrine. Sea snacks, always a delicious thing to take on the go. And yes, we're fighting in the grass because that's how the randomizer randomizes. The Sea Shrine is always a little bit weird. Can be the Blood Shrine as well, or the Orange Crush Shrine. It depends on what city it comes in. This is the mysterious locked door. This is one of the annoying encounter because our Sahags are really not worth much. They're like early game enemies. The Wiz Sahags are not very tough, but there's just enough of them that it always is a problem and it's unrunnable. As you can see, this is the locked door of mystery. This door is locked by the Mystic Key, and there's no reason for it to be locked by the Mystic Key. So I want to use the Zeus Gauntlet and the Thor's Hammer. The locked door there is an artifact from the early versions of the game, because the game originally was far more open world than it was now. So it leads to a few weird things. If that door was locked and there was, something really cool behind it, I'd be quite happy. But normally it's just a silly low tier item. But I mean, if it was like prototypes, maybe that was where there was an incentivized item or an I tier weapon or an I tier armor, something like that. And I'm gonna open the boxes I see because I kinda need items still. Ribbons would be the biggest thing I need. We have a ribbon, which is good, but I'd want like 3 ribbons if possible. And we keep getting that terrible fight. I mean, we can easily clear it out with the spells we have, but it's just annoying. And now the fighter is gonna swing in the... Okay, the fighter didn't swing in the emptiness. Alright, now... Sea snacks. Sea snacks are very good for you. Because they do give a whole lot of experience. Sea snacks, a lot of experience. Lobsters, a lot of gold and decent experience. And the whole Sea Shrine Pile of Pain together is your, if you're lucky, the best grind spot. It's not always lucky, but it can be. Opal helmet, which is better than my silver helmet. It's not a ribbon, but I mean it's physical defense. Pocket change. More pocket change. Experience, which is not bad. Pure potion. Nothing very good at the bottom of the sea yet. There's a chest in this one? Okay. Oh, there's 2 chests in that one. Okay. My son's next to me and telling me where I forgot to go. That's the treasury there that you have to go around to get to. Move out of the way, mermaid. We are here to free you from Kraken, but I want your items first. A house, a tent, and a cube. Okay, well. It's not the best. I mean, we're definitely not the best setup we can be. But I mean, I don't think we're going to have any issues beating the game. We're at level 27 already. Usually Kraken, you want to beat around level 25 or so. So I'm around where I need to be. Yeah, there's a chest here. I mean, every chest has a chance of having the items I want. I mean, the Ren Mage has been swinging that giant sword for the longest time. This is probably the longest I've ever seen a giant sword being swung, actually. You generally find something better fairly quickly. Or, get a silver sword, but I was like, I don't really need a silver sword because he's going to be casting spells. And we're at the point where I don't even want to be casting spells anymore. Swinging might be better. Ugh. Well, we're still getting experience. We're still getting experience. The Sea Shrine is one of those dungeons I can never remember. I need to run it far more often to remember really where I need to go every time. Earth Cave, I'm starting to get used to. Gurgu Volcano, I know pretty much. Gurgu Volcano is actually pretty simple. It's just deep. Ice Cave, I have no problems with. Waterfall, I have no problems with. There might be chests around, but let's not worry about it. There's nothing in there. No. Here, there's 2 chests. An opal shield. We already have an opal shield. Like, give me something I need instead of something like that. Game. I'm gonna be threatening the game here. Lit 3. Thor's Hammer, Zeus Gauntlet. I mean, this is why the Sea Shrine's the best place for grinding, because you have easily 3 good sources of lightning damage. House. I'm really not finding much. I mean, Space and Skycat. Ooh, well, that's a very nice amount of mummies and whiz mummies. I will gladly take that. They're not very dangerous. Normally, mummies and whiz mummies can be a problem because of their spells and sleep touch, but I mean, it's not happening this rando seed. And with a light axe and fire rod and all that stuff, well, we are in business killing them. No step on snack. Well, sea snacks, Ethan, are the best possible source of food when you're in the Sea Shrine, okay? As a source of food, it's that and lobster. It's your 2 best sources of food. So you get them as much as you can while you're in the Sea Shrine. Sea trolls are also valid, but the problem is that they start regrowing when you eat them, so that's always a problem. Blue lobsters, they're supposed to be the really, really rare kind of lobster, if I remember right, but that's all we're seeing here. Yeah, a whole lot of regular lobsters. Come on. Like I said, the lobster's a little bit more money, a little bit less XP. The snacks, more XP, less everything else. So, infinite food glitch. Well, to be with the Thor hammer and the Zeus gauntlet, you can technically grind in the Sea Shrine almost eternally, especially if you have a heal helmet or a eel staff. I mean, you'd just be messing with stuff forever. Ghosts. Ghosts are more of a problem because you can't run away from them. They're about as tough as Lich is. The biggest problem is that you can't run from them. They don't have a higher than normal run ambush chance though. The Sea Shrine Pile of Pain is where the Sea Shrine Pile of Pain is supposed to be. This is this even randomized? I am going to punch the Sea Troll though. Because technically Sea Trolls are the biggest danger in this particular encounter. Because they've got 2 to 4 attacks and for an okay amount. So, and they regenerate like 8 hit points a turn. Okay, the regeneration is pointless in Final Fantasy 1. But I mean, they can be a problem. Okay, we're hitting the 30s. Silver Axe. Clot. Wow. I mean, the silver axe is generally not a thing that you'll ever swing in a normal game, but you never know. Keep that eel staff just in case. Rate image specter. That's a weird encounter. Can we not have broken legs, please? The images have lit 1. Watch out. They're gonna take over the entire place here. 43,000 gold. Where were you at the start of the dungeon? Wraith have 8. 8 is really not that problematic, but ice sword, finally! A sword upgrade for my red mage. And it's outside of the sun sword, that's the best sword he can equip. So it's a pretty decent pickup here. I'd rather get, you know, more armor and a ribbon or 2, but that is not happening. So hopefully there's stuff in space. More seafood. Now that I've class changed, I'm just going to take all the seafood I can find. Back. Yes, well, with the randomizer, you can buy in bulk. It's a setting in the randomizer where you can buy it in bulk. There's so many quality of life upgrades in the randomizer. It's not even funny. It basically goes from being a game that barely works, but that's really fun, to a game that actually works and that's fun. Oh, I'm running out of lit 3s here. Good thing he's going to be casting fast against Kraken. I don't intend on killing Kraken with lightning. Oh yeah, buying eels one at a time and pures one at a time, that made the game almost unplayable. There's nothing on this level, is there? No, there isn't. There's only Kraken. Alright, Fanta Dungeon, we're almost done with you. If I really needed to power grind, this is where I would go back. The Sea Shrine is the best place for that. Space, it sounds good because there's the monsters there give more experience, but they don't come in as big packs as you get in the Sea Shrine. Sea Shrine, you can get like 6 sea snakes. You can get 4 or 5 lobsters easy. All the weapons modifier are actually working. All the bonus defenses are working. All the spells work. I mean, Final Fantasy Randomizer is how you're supposed to play Final Fantasy. You can actually, if you go to their website, there is an improved vanilla setting you can take. It basically fixes the game. It's the base game, but with all the fixes and qualities of life. And you can then adjust it, add the uninterrupted music, disable spellcast flashes, a few things like that. Palette swap, modern battlefield. There's all sorts of things you can do to improve it. Improved vanilla. I mean, I've played a run of improved vanilla once. The thing is, the last couple bosses are really easy because the game did not account for all the spells actually working, I guess. Well, actually, it's more about that they didn't know all the spells, what all the spells would really do. Didn't expect you to, you know, power glove 5 times before you kill a boss, which is what you sometimes end up doing. Fast and white shirt. Power Glove, that increases my defense by my attack by 36, if I remember. No, 24 every time I use it. So with the fast spell, it generates a whole lot of everything. White Shirt, every time you use it, casts Invis 2 on all your party, increases your evasion by 24 once again, if I remember right. There you go. The Black Belt just punched Kraken into space. I didn't even need the Power Glove. There we go. You can also force the game to give you a War Mech. I always forget to turn that on. I should have War Mech Guardian of the Bridge set up because that's the most fun you can have. It forces you to fight War Mech. It tells you more or less are you going to be able to beat Chaos, because Chaos and War Mech are about as difficult, one compared to the other. Alright, so now we gotta go to space. What's gonna be in space? Should be a ribbon in space, actually. Since we've got a ribbon already, but it's the ribbon, it's a regular ribbon we found and not the incentivized ribbon. Alright, that's at least guarantees me another ribbon that I'm gonna stick on the Black Belt, because E is going to be my main source of damage at the end of the game, since they have the special ability of being able to punch any monster into space even without a fast spell. So add a fast spell to that and they will doubly punch them into space. Well, we do have a Kraken refight in the Temple of Fiend, but it shouldn't be very difficult. Chimeras. Like I said, that's the problem with Sky Castle and space. Tower of whatever in space. You get bigger monsters that have bigger rewards, but all in all, they don't give as much as the sea monsters. But a whole lot of guards, that is actually a decent amount of experience, and they're also weak to lightning, so shouldn't be too difficult to take them out. They're even trying to fix intelligence, to make intelligence actually do something in Final Fantasy 1, while the base game, well, intelligence did nothing. Now they're trying to fix that. It's a work in progress. We did a game once with a black mage with plus 50 intelligence, I think, and whenever we used an instant death spell, it killed anything it instant deaded, basically. Vampires. Like, vampires are really not as big of a threat as you would think. They should probably be more difficult. Especially since he's supposed to be a boss. Flame Shield. Okay, we've got something now. Maybe. It's a maybe item. Opal Gauntlet, not really. Whoa, that's a rare Blue D random encounter. I think it's a 1 in 64 in the Sky Tower. Cabin, Silver Knife. Nothing good in any of those boxes. Maybe we'll get something. Alright, you can do it. Swing. I mean, they do deal a decent amount of damage. It's just they're never enough of a threat to be a problem. Wow. Like, literally nothing in... Yeah, okay, maybe a Flame Shield? But the Flame Shield's the... If it was the Flame Mail, I'd be happy, because I'd pass on the mail to the Red Mage. But right now, it's not much. it's the sky sharks. Watch out, we're fighting sky sharks. Why do you look green? Because I've randomized the palette of all the monsters in the game. So things get very, very weird. If you get a dragon that's the right color, you should probably win a prize. I think our frost dragons earlier were red. That should tell you that there's an issue as well. Pocket change. Can we... Those slimes... You know, when you're not sure if you want to take the slimes or leave the slimes, because you know they've got really, really, really bad spells, but they also give the most experience per monster. They're really bad to fight because the normal weapons just don't work against them, so you have to basically use spells. But, well, yes, the Eye is the Beholder. They had to change the sprite in North America to be what it is. I have no point of finding money, but it's all I'm finding. Bad men. They are very bad. They are men and they're very bad. There's also evil men, but that's a very different type of monster. One's evil and the other one's bad. It's like the cat man and the man cat. Two completely different monsters. One's half man and one half cat, and the other one's half cat and half man. Completely different. See, that's why I don't really want to fight the slime, because they kind of have like the highest damage version of the flame attack, but it's really bad not fighting them because they give a lot of everything. Probably is the fact that Blackguard didn't fit as the flame sword. The ice sword's better than the flame sword, so I should keep that instead. We're really not finding anything good here. Gold bracelet, that is good, but I already have them. So. An evil man riding a nightmare, and it's Nightmare Buddy. That's what this is. More money, that's absolutely pointless. This should be a ribbon. Hey, it's the Beholder again. He's our pal. He gives a lot of experience for absolutely no threat most of the time. Even in the base game. In the base game, it's because his first spell is XXXX, which is really good, unless everybody's got Pro Rings equipped, which is very easy to do at that point in the game. It'll go on the black belt, so the black belt is resistant to all elements. There's one more ribbon floating around in the ether. I'll probably not find it at this point. A falchion. Ooh. What's here? I think that's 6 boxes? No, 2 boxes. Silver helmet. Like, the incentivized ribbon is the only good thing we found. And more experience. I would need to be level 36 on the fighter to have an extra swing of that Mazmune, which would be pretty nifty. It would mean that the final bosses would be very easy. Manticore. Manticore. No E at the end, so it's Manticore. And not a Manticore. Oh, rock golems. Very green rock golems. Oh, they're pretty much immune to magic. uranium golems. Yeah, that'd be very bad. But I mean, we're able to punch rock golems into space. No more issues there. Okay, last but not least, there's a few boxes here. Flame mail. It's better than the gold bracelet on the red mage. It'll give my red mage resistance to fire, so we could farm those slimes a little bit easier now. Our hydras, those red hydras are very red, as you can see. They were very red. They were a shade of red. We'll go with that. They were a shade of red. Dragon mail. Thank you, God. There we go. The fighter's got his best armor. My worries are... And the best shield. This can't be equipped by anybody else, can it? Nope. Alright. Like the Aegis shield and the dragon mail in the same room. Is there a ribbon in the back? No, okay, no ribbon in the back. Ugh. Ugh. This is a very bad encounter. It's not doing any damage, and they don't have any special skills or anything, so I'm pretty much good, but this is a bad encounter that's taking an eternity. Come on. Just let me go, man. I don't want to fight you. That's when you need the fear spell. Should do a challenge run one day. Fear only. You know, actually you can't really fear only, but bottom there's nothing good. A dark elf fighter. If you look at the base game stats and skills, you'll see that the black mage fighter is more of a priest, but that's how this game is made. Iron Gauntlet and 9 gold. Chimera with that funky looking head for the goat. I think the minimum gold you can get in a chest is 6, if I remember right. But I mean, getting terrible chest gold is always a possibility. I keep getting. Okay, now I don't remember what the actual thing you need to do here is. So I'm just gonna... Okay, found it. That was easy. Now we have a chance to fight Warmech. This is not a Warmech, this is a fighter. Much less of a tread. Actually, really not a tread. Air elementals. We have fought every type of elementals. Happy to say here, we have fought every type of elementals at least once. The water elementals were in a trap tile in Ice Cave. The earth elemental were a trap tile in Astos' castle. The fire elemental were also a trap tile. So we found like all the elemental trap tile except the air elemental trap tile. But we found the air elementals in their regular environment of... Okay, my black belt has 850 hit points. This is just silly. You start fasting the guy that's gonna punch first and ask questions later. Watch out! Tiamat's got fire too. This is gonna end the game right there. There is always a chance of a nuclear showing up, so always be careful about that. There's a nuclear and a nuke in the boss pool of spells. So, and they're separate, so you're going to get one or the other on a boss somewhere. 10 kilos, I should be able to kill now without much of an issue. I should have saved. Alright, well, okay, we've got an extra swing on our Mazmune on top of things. This is going just peachy. Alright, let's go here. I said I wouldn't come back to Provoca, but I lied. I'm gonna go buy Cure 4 for the fighter. And it should get fear on everyone, and just power word fear every boss going forward. This is technically doable. I think you need to cast 6 fears on Chaos, and at that point there's a chance that he will flee. He might not, but there is a chance that he will flee. Alright, let's ruin the housing market. I have just ruined the housing market by buying 99 houses. I am now Blackstone. Did I need to? No. Was it funny? Always. So now we need to go back 2,000 years into the past. I don't know if it's going to be short or regular Temple of Fear. It is possible that it is theater here, because I don't know how the randomizer behaved here. Alright. Let's travel back in time. Short Temple of Fiend. Good. Yes, multi-family domicile. I'll be making tons of money after I'm done beating Chaos. We're going to be making so much money out of the houses we have. Well, we found the best in slot weapon for the Red Mage. We can technically... I mean, at this point... This is better. I do no longer need this. I no longer need that. The black belt having the power glove is going to be far more interesting here. I used the foghorn to open up the pat. I've got enough fasts to, fast on every fight, but to be quite honest, I'm not pretty sure I don't need to buff against Lich. Normally, Lich has the nuke spell. That is the problem of Lich 2. He's got the very, very nasty spell that can really kill you very quickly. Carry. No need to buff here. Well, no need to buff, but I've got nothing else to really do, so let's just buff anyways. Oh, Fire 3, that's a bit more of a threat. But everybody's got fire resistance, so we were good with that. Time to just, 1,208 damage on a punch. That is the beauty of a black belt spec'd into murder. Imagine if I had put 2 pro rings on it, 2 power gloves on them. It would have been even crazier. But Kraken is a problem because Kraken swings for much, much more. Did I already fast them? Yeah, I already did. So Kraken's really the reason why you have the white shirt. With the white shirt and the defense sword, if he attacks the fighter, he's not going to hit. Kraken has no way he's going to be able to do much here if he attacks the fighter with the defense sword up. Now with 2 power gloves and a fast spell, 2,533 damage. There we go. And now for the final refight. I am going to still do the same thing as usual, because not only is it repetitive, but it works. Ooh, Bane. White Mage's dead. That could be an issue. We've got Phoenix Dawns, so we're good. Normally you wouldn't have any Phoenix Dawn, because Phoenix Dawn was not in the original Final Fantasy, but in the remake and everything else, you have access to those. Full cure, full cure, full cure, and let's go beat up Chaos. Yes, Chaos. We know. The biggest problems: nuke, nuclear, slow 2. That's what can make this fight a living pain. Cure 4 could be a problem, but with the way we generally play this game, we're gonna punch him once with the black belt. Just once. XXXX, absolutely pointless. We've got more than enough health to resist it. We've got tempers that we can use to buff the black belt even more. It's half a power glove every time you use it, the temper, but temper can be used on everyone. Oh, there's the nuclear we were talking about. That could have been a problem. You swing, you take another power glove, you take a fast to the fighter, heal 3 for some recovery. Heal 3 is generally good. Ooh, crack. That could have been a really bad thing. Crack is if I got killed a couple times earlier with a crack, because crack is a earth element attack. Earth element is really, really hard to resist. But the black belt just punched the guys for, 2,300. This wasn't a great run. I had to restart it at first because we didn't have any black magic, and we really needed black magic this particular run. There's just days like that. Outside of that, the tail was late once again. We had late tails in the last 2 seeds we did. Thank you for the good game. Chaos deserves that. What else do we have here? What was weird here? The key was loose in the Earth Cave. And hey, warriors, thank you for defeating Chaos. Now let's go for a burger. 39. I only missed 39 chests, but I missed a whole lot of the good items out of them. So this was a very rough little game here in terms of getting the items we need. The key was loose in the Earth Cave, and we got it through clowning. That's always a thing. Everything else was more or less on pat. It was not a very weird seed. Early herb that you have to buy to get what you need, but if you went around, you would be able to get it fairly easily. So this was a more or less average seed, I would say. We're going to look at the Final Fantasy randomizer options here, just so some people can have a look at them with me. Goals is where you set up what you want for the game itself. You can have hidden chaos, which hides chaos in a box somewhere in the game. You open a box and chaos pops out and you die, or you beat him, one of the two. You have alternate final bosses that you can put. That can be fun, that can be weird. Snake Pit, what is the option here? Snake Pit, Tiamat, 2, 1 to 6 ass, 1 to 6 cobras, 9 monsters on average. Whack a Garland, Chaos and 8 Garlands. Okay. Warmex and Evil Man. There's a few different options here. It can be funny. For the Temple of Fiends, you choose between short, medium, or long. Long is standard. Medium, there's some shortcuts in the various locations. And short is what we just did, like basically a boss rush. Archipelago is if you're doing one of those weird multi-randos. Your options for what you want, how you want to beat the game, how many orbs you want to unlock the dungeon, up to random. 1, 2, 3, 4, or random. Shard Hunt, we've done that last week. It basically is how many you have to find shards in boxes rather than beating the bosses. Lich's Revenge is just basically all the NPCs are zombies. It's not really fun, to be honest. This is scaling. You can adjust the scaling. I've noticed that modifying the scaling for the enemies more than what is default is generally a big problem. Either makes the monsters too strong or really not strong enough. I leave it about the same. I might look at some of the forums someday just to see how to adjust it. Maybe increase the health of the bosses a little bit wouldn't be a bad idea. You can adjust the encounter rate to make it stupid or no encounters. No encounters is you're going to see some races and some things with it with that kind of setup. Experience boost, always useful. That's what really speeds up the game. Incentives is your incentivized item. How many locations do you have for incentivized item? And how many items do you want? I've got 23 turned on, and it's a max of 25 with the Marsh Cave and the Cardia Isles that you can add. You can also make every single one of them random, so you don't know if one of the items is going to hide. So it makes things a little bit more difficult. The bridge is usually given for free, then all the regular item. And for the equipment, for the incentivized, almost all the stuff, Excalibur, Katana, Vorpal Sword, which is, a lot of people put the Vorpal Sword as a joke. You basically pick up the Vorpal Sword and you swear because it's terrible. Thor's Hammer is pretty good. Opal Bracelet, Power Gauntlet, I understand why. The Power Staff is always terrible. Vorpal Sword is probably one of the worst end game sword. It's supposed to have very high crit rate, but it doesn't work like it's supposed to. So it's unfortunately not very good. Loose placement decides for, like, Lear, I have 3 loose item. The loose placement was chaotic, but whenever you put it as chaotic or whatever, it often feels like it's forward anyways. You can put later loose. It really is up to the player here. Map mode, you can choose a standard map, deep dungeon, no overworld. Those are a little bit different, each of them. No overworld sends you from dungeon to dungeon. Deep dungeon is a randomly generated dungeon. Standard is standard. For the overworld map, you can generate a new map. Lost Wood, Desert of Death. There's different things you can do. You can also upgrade the overworld itself. On most of my seeds, I put early progression and extended early progression. That means there's less of a chance to get the boat in the first couple checks. But you can add things like the Northern Docks or all of those things. You can basically remove the airship and have everybody just go by boat and canoe to everything. It's a way of playing the game to make it a little bit different, but it's not going to be super fast. Chime access random. That normally you need the chime to access the tower. But if you shuffle chime and access, it basically means that there's a dungeon somewhere that's going to require the chime, and you don't know which one until you have to try. So a few fun things there. Random on the map, you can randomize the entrances, the towns, including Corneria. That makes the game a lot more difficult. Early king item, starter item, sage item, I generally leave those on because it allows you to get the incentivized item a little bit easier. You've got options to make the game either funnier or more playable. Melmundish and Lefanish Hospitality adds in and a recovery shop in Lefania as an example. Zozo Melmond means that there's random encounters in Melmond. Confused old man is just a funny thing where the old man's just walk around rather than being in a nice circle. It's just funny. It's not special. Lufane Superstore is all Lufania as all the magic stores. That's usually used in really used in races. Shuffle Provoca shops is just annoying. Basically, there's a lot of houses in Provoca, and it just moves what store is where. It gets very annoying. It's funny, but it's annoying. Treasures, that's just randomizing your treasure, which is what you want to do anyways. There's way of making the treasures like more dangerous, like everything that's going to have a trap tile in front of them. It's going to have more encounters, so it's fun for that. Shop shuffle, obviously that's a good thing to have, and shuffle magic levels is another funny thing to have. You can tier shuffle as well. You can mix spellbook, white and black magic being mixed. So there's a lot of things you can do with that. Improved clinic is just that the clinics are free and they cure everything. It makes the game a little bit easier. You can upgrade some of the spells. I'm not even sure why that's there. Cure heals more, heals more. Lamp and Amute are not as terrible as they normally are. Okay. Legendary weapon and equipment stores, those can be fun as well. You can modify items to have discounts. Enemy shuffle, no consecutive nukes and nuclear. That's a new option, actually. It wasn't there before. What you want is shuffle script and shuffle skills and spell. It basically mixes up what monsters have what, but keeps an idea of like you're going to have a certain number of spells and a certain number of skills around. Shuffle script is useful. Shuffle skills and spell is useful. All of that makes sense. That's just to make things a little bit better. And it also shuffles the status attacks with this ear. So the death touch, poison touch, stone touch, stun touch, dark touch are randomized on the different monsters. So things can go really, really bad or not be terrible. Unrunnable ambush preemptive. Okay, that's nothing special. Shuffle surprise bonuses. Okay. Warmac mode is what you can put here. Vanilla is just a 3 in 64 chance on the bridge. Patrolling, he's going to be walking around. Required, he's in front of the Tiamat's door. Unleashed, he can be anywhere in the game for 3 in 64. So a very good way of having funny encounters. You just walk around and you die. All of them puts all of them together, and random is just one of them. So it can be fun. Buff the pirates. Buff Astos. So if you want the early game bosses to be a bit harder, you can. You can shuffle or the fiends where they are, and you can actually use alternate special fiends instead of the real ones. You can fight Bahamut. This is really not worth it from my experience. It's just a waste of time, and it makes the tail far less useful than it should. Randomizer will create new enemies for you. That makes the game very weird. Party allows you to control like what classes you want and what classes you need. You can have force classes, all sorts of things. You have tavern recruitment mode as well. So the eel store is now a tavern. So you can recruit a party from after having your first character, a little bit like Dragon Quest III. Recruits gated by fiends, recruit linked to key NPCs. You can start with one character, and after you complete various quests or kill various bosses, you get the extra characters. This can be fun, but it's more of a more difficult kind of version. Classes, there's all sorts of upgrades you can put. Random promotion at class change, that's always a weird one. Various upgrades to make the thief less awful. Yes, that is a thing that they try to keep doing. And even like by default, if you open the site without having anything preset, the thief is going to be buffed because the thief is really that awful in Final Fantasy 1. You've got blur sings, which is what I usually use. I go with 2 blessings, so basically 2 bonuses every game. But I mean, you can go like 3 malices and no bonuses if you want to make the game harder for you or whatever. This is just things to modify what you want to do. Is there's a transmogrifier that creates new classes. I've never tried it. Not sure it's really worth it, but I've never really played with it. Night spell level 4 that basically makes the knight like the ninja up to level 4 with spells. Pink mage is the spells for the white mage and the black mage are inverted. So you're going to have more white magic and less black magic on your red mage. Black knight is a knight with black magic instead of white magic. White ninja is a ninja with white magic instead of black magic. This is all things you can have, or if you want to have really a lot of fun, you put this all at random, and you never know what's going to happen. Oh, the thief in Final Fantasy 1 is just unplayable. He's not just bad, he's unplayably bad. Worst like equipment selection, very bad stats, like everything doesn't work. With the randomizer, like at default, double it percentage growth makes it a little bit more reasonable. You can make him even more useless if you want. But I mean, at double, basically that means that he's going to hit more often with its weapons and potentially more criticals because of it. But it's still not very good, but it's not as awful. You also have like better agility, so more chances to run away. I mean, there's a lot of things that they keep doing to try to improve it. If you played like any upgraded version of Final Fantasy 1 except Pixel Remastered, because Pixel Remastered is as close as possible to the base game outside of fixing the bugs. The Thief is still not very good, but you know, they keep upgrading it while the Red Mage keeps being debuffed every version of the game. Gears an item. You can have blurst eye weapons and armor as well. The more an armor as bonuses or a sword as bonuses, the more stats they have. There's some balances you can do. Weapon elemental and type bonus. That's your like fire sword, your death sword, and whatever sword. With the base, that's what they wanted it to be. 30% bonus damage. You could, I think, crank it up to 50% more damage. It doesn't make a huge difference except on the Excalibur, the Sun Sword, which you're going to be swinging, and a few of the other things here. And I've also added a black belt that add arm all, so basically the same effect as Excalibur on its punch. That made things very funny, like 5,000 damage on Kraken funny. That was a weird situation. You can add your new consumables, your Fuel Cure, Phoenix Dawn, Blast, and Smoke. You've got Reach Flesh, Flare, Black and Guard, and Quick Eye, Wizard, and Cloak. My favorite is this one here. It gives you the basic big recovery item. The other ones are just a variety of things. It's not bad. How many items are going to be in the chest? How big are the chest stack? What you have in your starting inventory? You've got a variety of things. I mean, you can start the game with the Masmune if you just want, to make this easy on you. So you've got quite a few different options, and there's a weaponizer if you want to be completely stupid. Adjustments is just bug fixes and minor randomization. That's okay. NPC Guillotine allows you to remove like the bats. You talk to the bat that's in front of you, it disappears instead of having to wait for it. I keep it off just because it's okay. You've got auto retargeting if you want it to be, like modern Final Fantasy instead of old Final Fantasy. That also makes the game a little bit weird. And in experimental, it's stuff that they're still working on, like the intelligence effect on spell, repeated heal potion use. I mean, you can buy whole stacks of them, but with that turned on, you can just like mash the A button and it keeps healing your guys. Shuffle lava tiles I really like because it makes the Gurgu volcano a little bit different every time. You can add damage tiles to places. Armor resist damage tile. That's all stuff that they're testing out. And there's always open chests in order. That's basically your what do you call that? Your I am completely lost. I forgot the word here. It's your it's basically to know what's gonna show up in every chest in the game starting from the start. So not very useful. So you've got a whole lot of different things here that you have options for. You've got quality of life options to make the game more friendly. And fun percent is just silly things that they add to the game. Like, I mean, I always put multi-instrumentalist Sarah. So whenever I have the game, well, I get a different instrument rather than the lute. So ocarina, foghorn, tuba, piano, one of them. You've got all sorts of different things. I like Modern Battlefield. It removes the boxes, just makes it a little bit nicer to look at. Palette swap is just funny because it turns the monsters all sorts of weird colors. And that's about it. You can put on your own sprites. You can put on your own music. So, I mean, this is a pretty comprehensive little tool here. All right. And it's going to be it for me tonight. I hope everybody has a very nice rest of their evening. I've got to get ready for work tomorrow, even though I don't want to. But I will see everybody later.